Start. All right, everybody. Hello. Hello again, the internet. Today's a special day. Today's a special day because I'm starting a new war. That's right, the internet. I'm starting a new war, and I'm starting it against old people. I'm tired of you guys. Leave. Leave us alone. Haven't you been on the planet long enough? Aren't you ready to leave your corporeal forms and join with the astral gods to live forever as a spirit out in space? Okay? What are we doing? What are we doing, old people? What are you living for? What are you old people living for? All right, I want to contextualize this. I, as an American, live in a gerontocracy. That means that all of the old people who can't think anymore and can barely even walk and look like they're falling apart at the bone are the ones who get to make political decisions. These people who are so ridiculously out of touch and literally can't use their brains anymore. All right? You know, there's this attitude that I think is kind of pervasive, you know, partially in this culture. And, you know, this attitude has existed for a while. Let's talk a little bit about the concept of respecting your elders, okay? Let's be clear. There was a point in time when respecting your elders meant the oldest person that you had to give this kind of respect to was like 40. You know what I mean? That is the kind of elder, by the way. If you're a younger person and you see a 40-year-old, there's a chance you might be able to get some really good pieces of advice from a 40-year-old. I want to let my 40-year-old homies know this ain't about you, okay? When I say old people, I don't mean you, okay? I'm talking about people who have literally lost their ability to walk and think, all right? And there are a lot of these fucking people who've lost their ability to walk and think who still go around driving cars. You see what I'm saying? Old people shouldn't just have driver's licenses. These are 500-pound fucking aluminum cans racing through the streets, God knows how fast, God knows where, and the last person that we want behind the wheel of that car is somebody with cataracts. All right? What if someone's crossing the street and they're standing right in this old fuck's cataract? That wouldn't be very good. They might go splat on the sidewalk. There is a limitation, okay? Old people come with a lot of limitations, and personally, I think that these limitations should be justifiable reasons to tell old people you can't drive, you can't govern, all right? I think that old folks' homes are fantastic institutions. I don't think they should be run by hedge funds or consultant groups, right? At the end of the day, you know what, old people, I would love for you to have just like a great retirement, fun couple years at the you know, in your golden years or whatever. I hope you get to ride a golf cart. I think I would allow old people to ride golf carts, but as it currently stands, old people seem, talk about like boomers here, seem to still have the major reins of political control in this country. And I'm talking like old fucks, okay? Our last two presidents have both been in their late 70s and 80s as president. That's diseased. That's proof of a diseased society that needs to tell these old fuckers they can go, okay? If you can't think, if you have dementia, you should not be given the nuclear codes, all right? Joe Biden shouldn't have been given the nuclear codes. Donald Trump shouldn't have been given the nuclear codes. And have you seen Mitch McConnell recently? Uh, uh, All right. This is like a recent thing that I'm really becoming more and more comfortable with as the time goes on. All right. I guess again contextually, here's some information. Both of my grandparents are dead. All of my grandparents have met God. You know what I mean? Or if they haven't met God, they met the other God. And that's fine too. I'm not a hater. But yeah, I just think that there is a sinister reverence for old people that doesn't serve us, all right? One of my grandparents that died, bless her soul, had dementia towards the end of her life, all right? And thank God I was old enough to, like, understand anything I heard about my grandma in regards to her dementia. It's not like a wise old person, okay? This is a person who is psychologically struggling, okay? They're drowning psychologically. They can't figure out reality anymore, all right? The idea that somebody like this could easily be made to have the highest seat of power in my country is unacceptable. It is. It's unacceptable. It shouldn't be allowed. Like, the mere fact that we have to give our president cognitive tests to see if they can remember which one is a bear or a lion is very concerning. It's very concerning for everyone. And fact of the matter is, until we all get very clear about where old people stand in our society, I want to think about old people like children, okay? Old people wear diapers like kids. Old people love naps like kids. They love hard candy, and honestly, unless you prove to be a sharp, factual, effective kind of person at an elderly age, I think that we should automatically assume that most old people essentially have baby brain and aren't really capable of the same things they used to be physically, okay? And, obviously, if you own property, this, that, the other thing, like, whatever. Well, we can talk about specifics later, okay? What's important is that we protect ourselves now and in the future from ever having the kind of gerontocracy that we're talking about right now. Because we are letting these old people essentially make any decision they want before they die, right? This is the thing. And I hear people like my dad tell me like, oh boy, I'm real happy that I'm not going to be alive as long as you are. The more you let old motherfuckers who don't have any stake in what tomorrow looks like lead today, it's going to make a worse tomorrow. And we should all be very interested as a society in preventing the worst tomorrow from happening. And quite frankly, with the amount of old fucks we have at the head of our state, that's not happening right now. And it's incredibly concerning. We cannot continue to let our respect for our elders define what tomorrow looks like in a political sense, in a material sense, because it's not good. These people have no interest. They've stated it time and time again. These people have no interest in making your life look better or your kids' life look better or their kids' lives look better, okay? There are so many people, and especially in the baby boomer generation, who literally aren't interested in anything else besides their, stock portfolio. And it is not our job as a society to make sure that the market is healthy so that these people can just continue to make all the money they want hand over fist while our infrastructure crumbles and our country dies bit by bit every day, right? Because that's, by and large, what a bunch of decisions have been made to do, okay? These decisions are lining the pockets. They are lining the pockets of the old fucks that have control in this country. And don't get me wrong, there are a lot of old people who are poor like me, or poor in some sense, or even worse off than me. These people are not people I necessarily have any animosity to, right? But I still would highly question whether or not they should be able to drive. And I think it's only fair that as you get older, maybe we get to ask you more questions about should you still be able to drive. I don't think it's a right. I'm pretty sure it's not, actually. So, what are you doing here? All right. Okay. And again, I said this yesterday. If you hear this song, if we're at this point in the video, you got to subscribe, okay? Because I did my job. I did my job as a content creator faithfully, and then you owe me. You owe me as a consumer. You owe me. Okay? Okay. Have fun subscribing. I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe. Unless it's a Friday. I don't really post on Saturday or Sunday. It's the weekend! Leave me alone.